5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome back to Common Sense for Relationships. My name is Batures and it's a pleasure to be your host once again today. We have a very interesting presentation for you today and we are bringing you 21 and counting! Of course, you know 21 and counting. We're not playing, okay? We can hear from those people who pick up the mic after 2 years of marriage, you know.
And they become motivational speakers.
And those who, in fact, are not yet married but have many married friends and are using that as justification for becoming marriage counselors and coaches and so on and so forth. But on 21 and counting, we make sure that you are hearing from the people who have been there and done that and have the t-shirts to prove it, right?
Confirm.
So, we often say in life, right, that experience is the best teacher. But the fact is, it doesn't have to be your experience.
Absolutely.
So this is your opportunity to learn from people we can call veterans in this field. And our wonderful couple today, the guest couple on the show today, they have been married for 25 years. Their marriage has done primary school, secondary school, university.
Their marriage can
vote. Right now, their marriage is earning an income, is working.
In fact, their marriage has reached to marry.
Yes. Yes, no.
Yes, now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Their marriage has reached to marry. So it's a marriage that has something to say.
Exactly.
And you know, back then when we used to do SU, they say God has something to say. God has something to say. Listen, and pay attention, for God has something to say. Their marriage has something to say. So all you single people that are out there and newly married, yes, you have they have something to say, and you do well to listen. I am your co-host, Kingsley Bature, your friendly neighborhood coach. You know, you can ask me anything, you know, and I will help you answer. But if you talk anyhow, you see anyhow. You understand?
All right, so now it's time to introduce our special guest, and I will let my husband handle that.
Right. Interestingly, this couple, I have known the wife for a bit. In fact, she has been a part of our youngest son's journey because she is a seasoned coach and counselor, and she just loves kids. In fact, if you hear her voice, you just want to be a child, you know, so that yeah, and you know, she has a very loving and supportive husband. So I would introduce them, but then I would let them tell us, you know, as part of their journey, tell us about themselves, and you can get to meet them. So please help me welcome Coach Ayo and her husband, Mr. Femi Lawrence.
Thank you so much.
So get ready.
It's a good time to bring pen and paper because I'm using style, even though I'm on the show, but I'm using style to take notes. Do you understand?
Yes. And you know what I like about 21 and counting? That we can follow people down memory lane to how they met, right? Find out what was going on in that time. Because I mean, some people say, by the time you hear how they met now, some people say, oh, was that a way of meeting somebody? I mean, you never know. So we get to walk with them through their journey, and we're picking gems that we can apply in our own lives. So for us here too, it's a big opportunity to learn, and for all of you out there. So please make the most of this. Okay, so are you ready? First of all, I have to say it's a delight to have you with us. We have been prepping and we have been telling everybody that, look, 21 and counting, the people coming. As in, so the expectation is great, and we trust that nobody's expectation will be cut short. Yes, we will learn, we will be empowered, we will be better by the time this show is done today. And to you who's out there, thanks for joining us. You know, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show with us. Yes, so as usual, don't spare your views, your comments, your questions. Bring them in. And if you're joining us for the first time, please let us know by putting hashtag first timer, so we can give you a warm CSFR welcome. Okay, so we'll go straight in.
So for me, it's very simple. I like to ask a very simple question. How did we get here? Where did we start from? As in, do you understand? How, Mr. Feb, I know your wife a little because I follow her.
All right.
But you know, you are the man of the house.
Yes.
So
All right.
so
Okay. All right. Thank you for having us here, and I'm already excited. You know, this journey started back when we were in the university.
you were in the same
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same here.
Okay.
So I was in university. I was studying electrical engineering,
Mhm.
and then she was studying mathematics. Of course, I was 2 years ahead of her in school.
Interesting.
And
engineering, mathematics.
interesting. Whoa, fantastic.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay,
listening.
let's be going.
Also, we are also members of the same fellowship on
Fellowship.
campus,
Mhm.
Christian Union.
Mhm.
And I was a leader also in
Okay.
Christian Union. You know, we leaders, we have vantage point as well.
Keep talking,
You
keep
know,
talking.
But it happened that, I knew her when she joined the university and been a member of the Christian Union. And also, she was also one of the students that were in my class because I was teaching like kind of a new believers kind of, we called it overcomers class.
Okay.
You know, so that's my first time of actually getting to know her. But it came to this time when I was in my final year. Actually, I just crossed to my final year, my 500 level in university. And she's actually very close to my friends, and especially one particular friend there. So she came to our room to visit us. So when we are moving from our 400 level room to our 500 level room, she came visiting, and then she saw that we were trying to move our stuff out of that place. So she joined us to assist.
As usual.
So she joined to assist in moving our stuff. So somehow, then she was ahead of me, taking the stuff out. I put my own stuff. I was just moving right behind her.
So the back
I'm
side.
telling you, just right from behind her. So I just said, I fell in love with this lady. I said, this is the lady.
brothers, are you seeing this? You have to be seen. You know, you have to be seen. Both either is the front side
or the back side.
You have to see something.
Interesting.
That was the starting of the
Wow.
journey. Yeah.
So if she didn't offer to help and this moment didn't happen, do you think, what are the odds?
What are
that
the odds?
you will be here today?
What are the odds?
Well,
we don't
Or was
know.
there something happening before this occasion?
Well, I would say what happened was then, actually, I was desirous to not leave university without having somebody. Yeah. Because I would say maybe also peer pressure as well. I'm just going to be raw, you know,
Yeah, real,
because
yeah.
my friends, they had one lady, you know, they are already kind of having a date
Dating.
that they are dating at that point in time. So I was left alone. So it was a heavy burden. And also I was praying as
Friend
well.
did you a favor.
I was also praying as well, you know, but that nailed it. That is nailed it.
Interesting. So there's something you just mentioned, which is the fact that you wanted to have somebody before
Leaving
university was over, right? One of the things that we see today is that a lot of people just go through university, sometimes focused on academics, or even if they get into relationships, it's more of just for the fun, the
fling.
and there's nothing
No
solid,
commitment.
nothing concrete being built, and then they come out, enter the career, you know, pole, start climbing, and then next thing, maybe somebody has a lot of money now and feels like, oh, I have all of this. And then they start looking at everyone who approaches them as they're after my money, because they really don't know if this person is coming for them or is
Or
coming
to
for the
for
money,
Yeah.
right? So, but then that's university environment. I think, and I would like you to confirm, do you think that it gives you the opportunity to meet people without this extra pressure of, do you have money? Have you made it?
Yeah.
Are you all that?
Yeah, I think so. Because with that, you are looking at the potential.
Mhm.
You know, the person doesn't really have money at that point in time. And you're
Yes.
like, okay, what's the future with this individual? Because I could actually remember when he came, you know, I am a last child and spoiled. And when he actually showed up, I sized him up. And I was like, oh, is this person enough to,
Ha!
you know, carry my load?
This enough question, guys. Is it enough?
You know?
You know, like on this show, the singles like to say, "Can he cover me?"
Yes, so. But I had to look beyond that, you know, look at the potential. I saw him as someone who was very, very driven, you know, driven and willing to push himself. So that for me made me to say, okay, let's give it a try.
Even though he didn't have.
Oh no, I always tell him, you know, that day he was dressed in a white t-shirt.
You remember?
I remember a flowered monkey jacket with, I think, a black trousers and
flowered monkey
yes,
jacket.
it was a monkey jacket and a white hoppers canvas.
Oh, that
was
was
the
that
canvas,
standard issue.
Yes, that was because I actually looked at him and I was like, oh Lord.
What a combination.
What a combination, you know. And like you said, I looked beyond that, you know, and I said, okay, let's give it a try. When he proposed, I told him to give him time to go and pray and think about it. And I took time to pray. And each time I was getting a nudge that he's the one, I was trying to deflect because I had someone else in mind, you know, that looked like like what I would really, really, really want. And at that time, you know, my parents-in-law were attending a particular church, which I wasn't so settled with at that point in time. Yeah. So that was another thing that was of a concern to me. And this other person, they attend the same church as we. So I was like, you know. So when, you know, I was praying and it seemed like it, as I was asking God questions and, you know, getting responses in my spirit, I was just trying to counter it, you know. But eventually I couldn't escape, as it were. Because at the end of the day, I decided to, you know, do this fleas. You know, those days, the fleas. Yes. So I told God, because then we're living in Ilorin and he was in Lagos. And I said, God, if he's the one, I'm going to school today. I want to see him. And he had already left school at that point in time. I was doing my project, so I had an excuse to tell my parents that I'm going to the campus to sleep over. So that was the excuse I gave to my parents. Really, I wanted to see my supervisor as well, you know, but I tied everything together. You know?
A good one.
You know, so I left home for school. And it was a Tuesday, I can't forget, because Tuesdays are the days we have prayer meetings. So I went to school and it was time to go for prayer meeting. And as I was going with some other friend of mine, I saw him in school. And he came from Lagos that very day. He left Lagos for Ilorin that very day. And my friends were saying, oh, Ayo, let's go and see the brothers. And I said, I'm not following you guys. It's prayer meeting today. I'm going straight to I'm going straight to the fellowship. And throughout the prayer meeting time, I was just saying, God, give me strength. God, give me strength. As the prayer, you know, the prayer points were coming. Oh, that was all I was just saying. God, give me strength. Just let me just say this thing and let me get done with it. So after the prayer meeting, I just walked up to him that I wanted to see him. And that was how I gave him
Wow.
a yes. Oh, you need to see him. Oh, you need to see him. He
Ben Johnson.
He
Ben
ran.
Johnson. No, Gen Z will not know Ben Johnson.
Ben
It was
Johnson.
really
was
Oh, Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt.
Okay,
It
only
was
the same boat.
really,
Usain Bolt.
Yeah.
I was really so excited, about the response I gave him.
Mm-hmm.
And that for me has always been one of the things that, kept me going. I did a post in the last couple of days and I said that we've had both strong and flimsy excuses for going our separate ways. But for me, that and some other things that, God told me, I have some scriptures to back up even my response that I gave him. Can two work together except they be agree? Amos 3:3, that's part of it. And it keeps me going as regards this relationship. It wasn't just something that we cooked up. It was something that God was interested, or rather it was and is interested in. And there's a reason for which he has brought us together. Unfortunately, the reason for which God brought us together, we're able to conceptualize it after we did family systems engineering. Because we didn't have our vision, we didn't have our mission, we didn't have our values, we didn't have our creed. We're just doing life.
We're just doing life
the best way we could. And it was a struggle, really. It was a struggle. But taking the family systems engineering certification brought a lot of sense into what God has helped us to start.
I think practically they have journeyed from how it began to how did you know he's the one?
Yeah, because you are just told us how she knew.
How she knew that he's the one.
The whole process of
yes,
testing and checking and praying and all of that. I know that point about we were just doing life the best way we knew to. It's so important because sometimes we have people who keep saying we have to do this and we have to do that and this has to be in place and that has to be in place before we can go on this journey together. And if you're going to make everything right and perfect before you go forward, you may be on that journey of trying to be perfect for a very long time. And then after a while, you look back and say, hey, look at the years we lost. We could have been working together to achieve the perfection rather than try to be perfect on our own before we now say, okay, now let's come together. In fact, in the process of you trying to be perfect on your own, somebody will now see another person that looks like a better fit. And then you now start saying, after all these years, it's been 3 years, it's been 5 years, you mean you could just leave me and go on with somebody else? Why didn't you say yes earlier? These are some of the issues.
What you just said now just reminded me of what we do. We have the Imperfectly Perfect. We have a podcast, and we are working on a couples retreat gets away for next year.
That would be fantastic.
For couples.
Yes.
So we are imperfectly perfect. We can't be perfect. It's a journey.
Yes.
And it's a journey, and we just need to understand that and continue to work on it.
So taking it from that where you've spoken about it, and this is me speaking to the because we have a good crowd, a good community of singles that follow our show, and this is me speaking to the singles. I mean, if you are, just like she said, if you are waiting for it to be perfect, you will not marry. Marriage is not for everyone. So
absolutely.
if you don't want to marry, is okay. But if you are saying that you plan to marry, then just know that you are not. If you cannot find a perfect man, he does not exist. Yes.
Neither does she.
Neither does she. There's no perfect woman. There's no perfect man. He does not exist. She does not exist. You have to make the best of what you want, what your choice is, and who can work with you towards that destiny that both of you want to achieve and actualize. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you wanted to add something. Femi.
Yes, actually, what you said is spot on, because I just wanted to say that it's also very important to also know what's behind your mind. You know, when you start a relationship, you must have a strong positive mindset towards marriage.
Yeah.
You know, because if you come into marriage with a can-do mindset, with the mindset that I'm bringing value, you know, into this relationship, I am coming, you know, to grow our family. I am coming to take good care of my spouse. I am coming, you know, to be able to build a solid home. You know, it's all about positivity, about good things, excellent things, you know, things that are honest, that are true, that are just. That is exactly how your marriage is going to look like. You see, I can tell you this because I remember also part of the things that were back of my mind when I started my relationship was that, yes, I came from a family, but then too, there are some 1 or 2 things, 3 things that I don't really like, even my family. But there were some friends that I also have that in their family, I so much love some particular trait that I found there. But that was what was in my mind. The things that I didn't like in my family was not in my mind. You know, and I realized that it actually helps me to shape the way I behave, the way I go about my relationship and my home. So the thing there is that, yeah, there could be a lot of negativities about marriage. That is not you. You should paint a good picture, the kind of picture of the kind of life and the home you want to have, and you're going to have it.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's intentionality, right?
Exactly.
There.
I was just going to say that's intentionality. So if you are going to marry, you have to be intentional about your goals. You have to be intentional about what is it. You know, it was interesting. I was going to pick on the things that you were mentioning. I said, these things that you are mentioning looks as if you are going to the marriage for other people. You have to make up your mind to be good to your wife, to love your wife. You have to make up your mind to raise your children right. You have to make up your mind. Meanwhile, this generation is more about I than them. So in a generation that is so centered around, I want to go into marriage so that I can live the baby girl life, so that somebody can take care of me, right?
Soft life.
A soft life, that kind of. And then you have the guys that want to go into the marriage so that somebody can serve me. I mean, somebody can submit to me. Do you understand? I mean, how do you? What do you say? What do you say to them? Because it's a different generation out there, right? It's a different generation out there. So what do you say to that generation?
They should know that marriage is teamwork. And it's 100%. So it's not that he brings 50, I bring 50, and it's 100. So you bring everything to the table.
So let's assume this is the table.
Yes.
It's not because let me say something again. Young people, bear me witness. Usually, some people will say, "What do you bring to the table?" And mostly the girls. People should not drag me. Mostly the ladies will say that I am the table. So he's the one that is bringing something to the table. Me, I am the table. So do you understand? But I'm hearing you say you have to. He brings 100%. You bring 100% on the table.
It's so teamwork.
So the table is the marriage.
So it's teamwork. It's not about one person. Because at the end of the day, you want a situation wherein no one is left behind. So the guy is 100% into the relationship, and the lady is 100% as well into the relationship. So new generation, the Gen Zs, need to understand that, you know, no halfway.
No half measures.
No half measures.
In fact, so sacrifice is important. You know, and there's this word that says that no pain, no gain. You know, you must be able to part with something, you know, for you to be able to get something bigger. It's like life is about sowing and reaping. You know, they say whatever you sow, you will reap. And most of the time, if you sow something maybe one, you can actually reap 100. But it's just the same thing that you have sown. You sow a corn, you reap corn, but you reap corn in multiple folds. So if you actually come in with your A game and invest in your family, in your relationship, definitely it will produce back to you.
Yes.
You know, so, and I think that's the mindset this generation, Gen Zs, should have, you know, and they should believe that, yes, my marriage is for the best, is for the better. We can actually have a healthy relationship. Yes, there will be challenges.
Yes.
There will be issues. There will be misunderstanding. That is part of life. But they can be managed. They can be managed. Can walk through it.
And I also think that even those of us ahead of them have work to do.
I agree.
Because when we model good marriages, they will not be afraid to go into it. I think they are seeing and hearing of the not so good ones. And that's why they are in that space of, do I want to do this? So more of the marriages that are working should showcase what they have. So that the younger ones can see that this really do work. And when we are showcasing these marriages, we should also showcase the fact that there are challenges. But despite these challenges, because we are committed, because we are intentional, because we know that this is what we are supposed to be doing, they are also encouraged to go into the marriage institution because they see that it's working. It can work despite the challenges that life, throws at the individuals. So they need to be encouraged that it works. It works. So instead of the not so great marriages that are showcased, those of us who have our marriages doing well, despite the odds that have been thrown at us, should do that. Social media is a beautiful place, to share that. Let's share our stories. Let's share the things that are working. Let's share the things that are, not working as well. And the strategies, the tools that we are using, to ensure that our homes become a better place. Yeah.
That's you were being actually really polite.
when you said the not so good.
Because actually the people that are doing divorce parties, baking cake, putting I did. Now I don't.
Oh wow.
And all of really finally free and so on and so forth.
So,
I mean,
so the marriages that are not working are allowed that.
Yeah.
And so what you've said is so on point. And that's where I wanted to go in this direction. And last week the session we had on common sense, because this month has been focused on the family, right? So we've just been bringing couples, and you guys are capping it for us. This it's such a privilege. Last week we had Juwon here. And and he was raising a challenge for the men, and he's saying that a lot of the men, I'm talking to single guys and a lot of the men have this challenge where men are not exactly stepping up, right? There's that place where it just seems like the main contribution that men have in the marriage is to provide for the family, and that's financially, right? So but that in other areas it's like men are not really stepping up, especially, so that there's a challenge for the men to rise up. There's a challenge for men to get together. And when you speak about marriage, speaking of, there's a challenge for married men that are in marriages that are working, to get other men together and say, hey, let's step to the plate and know that, hey, there can be challenges, but you can walk through it.
Absolutely.
And so that's where I'm coming from, to say, Femi, as a guy in the marriage that there has been challenge, what would you say is a major challenge that, you guys had to contend with, that you can say, oh, this was something we went through, and this was how we went through it? Because it's important that they know that, hey, there's challenges, but you can deal with it. And it's not the there's a friend of mine that used to say it's not the end of the life.
Not the world.
Do you understand?
It's
Not
life.
the world. So what's a major challenge if you could pick one that you could say, oh, we went through it, and because the truth is, in my practice again, in family systems, and a lot of times when couples come, the men are the most reticent, right? It's always as if the men are so guarded, they don't want to talk about the issues.
Absolutely.
But let's talk about it. What's the major challenge, and how did you guys navigate it?
Okay, maybe issues differ from person to person, relationship, but in my own experience, I would say it's communication. Communication can be my biggest pain. I'm telling you, and for the benefit of the hindsight, I would say that's the biggest, because maybe when we got started, the loving dovey, everything, it will mask so many things. You will not be able to see. It's like, let me say, when they say love is blind, really love is blind.
It covers the eyes with plenty things.
I'm telling you.
My friend of mine used to say, you are married, you're clouded.
But when reality sets in, you've settled in, now you begin to discover yourself and also your spouse. You now begin to see those big differences. You begin to see areas where you do not agree. So for me, I realized communication was a stress, because look as if my wife doesn't understand me, and I know that for her too, I don't understand her. So look as if the way we want to hear things, or the way we listen, the way we interpret, it's just contending.
But you love her.
Exactly. That's the issue. That's the issue. That's the issue, because I love her, and I can't begin to understand her, but I love you. Sometimes when I even say I love you, it's not love. I provide, I do this, I do that, and you say I didn't love you. But then the issue is I don't understand you.
Absolutely.
So for me, that's the biggest challenge, and we're able to work around it. And I can say this challenge has been there, for I can say almost 15 years. I would say almost 15 years before really I got to really understand.
Began to understand.
Actually, for both of us, began to understand that this is a big issue we need to address, and we got exposed. Actually, we become exposed. Exposure was what helped us. Exposure was what actually built us out. You see, also, and I think this generation is blessed, and I will say the reason why this generation is blessed, because knowledge has increased.
Okay.
Especially for those of us who, I'm not trying to spite anything. I believe that religious kind of counseling has a role, but also professional counseling in marriage has a huge role to play. It was when we start tilting towards, professional counseling using some scientific engineering, methodologies before we not really understood ourselves. I began to understand. I began to understand. She understood herself.
So you understood there are a different personality. She's a different
exactly.
And the fact that you're a different personality doesn't make you a bad person.
Oh no,
absolutely,
not at all.
Absolutely. That was the beginning of that journey of correction. It was a correctional pathway.
Journey to wholeness.
She has the language. But it's really interesting. But okay, let me calm down. Or you talk, because if you leave me, I'll just be talking. Because
what you want to say.
I say it's really interesting, because it's interesting for me that you guys had issues. You realized you had issues, but you were still married.
Oh yes. Yeah.
So what you had issues spanning so long,
yes.
But you stayed. How? What kept you married?
I will say there are so many things. One of the things, I'll start from really? So this can be. One of the things that kept us together was, what would people say? We were very, very open, and then also commitment as well. Because like my husband said, we went into marriage without that option too.
option to opt out.
Opt out. You know,
It wasn't in the form you people
wasn't
signed.
in the form, and even sometimes when it came to
Oh,
the
when it
fore,
came up, yeah.
you know, oh no, we shouldn't do this. And now, what will mommy say? What will daddy say? We don't want to disappoint, you know, our parents. We don't want to disappoint even
Culture.
the church system as well.
Culture. Yeah.
But commitment, you know, and saying we've made up our minds to go this stretch, and whatever it is that we needed to do to make it work, we will do. Even though at that point in time we weren't open to counseling, because this issue of don't let the third party, you know, here. And there were so many things we needed to unravel, but unfortunately, we were unable to unravel them all by ourselves, you know. So for us, you know, commitment was there. We wouldn't shy from the fact that, you know, culture was also something we had at the back of our minds, but we know commitment. This is something we've made up our minds to do. Let's work at it. Even though we tried to have conversations, but the conversations were not really moving as much as we would love it to move, until, again, I'll mention this, we came across family systems engineering. Because for us, that was a game changer.
Wow.
That was a game changer. Because the first thing that happened to me was I began to understand myself. I saw myself. I can remember we did it for 7 days then, and the 7 days I cried. Because I was like, see my life outside. You know, I had to do the assessments, and I was able to see, oh, wow, so this is me. So this is why I'm like this. This is why I behave like this. You know, my husband was talking about communication. I happen to be a word person. I thrive on words. And that was why, you know, I said not so good. So that's the kind of way I talk, because I'm very careful, you know, the way my words come out to people, you know. So for me, that was very key. Words of affirmation, which my husband, you know, wasn't coming up to speed.
It wasn't his strength.
Oh, no, wasn't his strength. And it was a big challenge. And we know that when you don't speak the other person's love language, you are, the person in his mind feels you don't love him or her. So until you do, you speak the love language, and even in some instances, you have to speak the dialect. So not just the language, you have to speak the dialect, the
specific to that person.
To that person. So those were the things that were challenging, you know, for us. You know, and like you said, that I love you. No, you don't love me. If you love me, you wouldn't say it like this. If you love me, you will see me that I'm dressed and I put on some things that are not usual and comment. But for him, it's acts of service. And for me, it's words of affirmation.
Wow.
So that was a big one.
So here's the thing. So if both of you, and I'm saying this because in a practice we meet different kinds of people in different kinds of, you actually find people that they call it quits.
Oh yes.
A lot of marriages call it quits for things that actually is a, for lack of a better word, misunderstanding
most of the time
personalities.
Yes.
So misunderstanding of yourself, misunderstanding of your partner. And then you say the next thing we just hear is we have irreconcilable differences. But those differences were part of the reason why you married the person in the first place.
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm quiet, but he's outgoing. He makes me feel happy.
Absolutely.
But,
you know what? When I met him, he was very, very jovial. I used to call him Baba Salah. You know, Baba Salah.
Baba Salah.
And by the time we got married, I found out that some of those jokes began to irritate me.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yes. Began to irritate me. we're all quiet.
but you see, this is the reality.
Yeah.
It's the reality, because at the point where he's not speaking your love language,
Yes.
any language he's speaking is like
Like,
Greek.
exactly. You just got it. Because for me, you're not doing those things that I really want. And you're saying some other things.
Things that
Please,
mean
can you just
Yeah.
hold
I beg,
that?
I beg,
just,
I beg.
Just hold that.
Just hold it.
Interesting.
You're not.
Interesting.
You're not there.
You're not there.
It's interesting how I'm trying to compare your experience and our experience. So for you, a lot of the self-discovery and discovering of the other person happened sometime after the marriage.
Yes.
So there was the period of difficulty trying to deal with the fact that those things were not well known. For us, it happened before the marriage, thanks to our community of friends. So somebody said, Tim Lahaye, this book, so at least we were working at the level, at the level of sanguine and choleric and stuff. So we knew those things, we understood those things. We were reading books, and then in Abuja at that time where we both lived, there was this couple that had this weekly program they called Mission to Singles. So every Wednesday would go and sit down and just listen. So, and they were teaching you real practical stuff, like, so that you would know what is important to look for, even in a partner. So I remember that meeting was very eye-opening for me, because you know how in my mind I'm thinking, okay, I'm going with my friends. Oh yeah, let's go. And then we go. And then we're sitting there, and as they're saying some things, you're thinking, from what this person is saying, sounds like this guy beside me. So you just begin to, and of course, you're not going to announce that, but you save it somewhere in your mind that, okay, if the day ever comes when he asks, I've done enough checks, I've heard enough, I've learned enough from all of these things that we've read, that this couple have taught, to know that yes, this guy would be a good partner,
Absolutely.
So getting into marriage, we didn't have a lot of those frictions of personality type stuff. No, it didn't happen. For many years we were fine. For many years we were fine. When I would say when a bit of a problem started happening was when he turned 40.
She won't let me.
He woke up one day and said, as from now, I'm going to be saying it as it is. I'm wondering, like,
what
how?
have you been saying this?
Exactly, like, where is this coming from? Like, what's going on here? So, honestly, he actually started, like, one thing will happen. He would just, right? Like, he'll just say, I didn't like something. Oh, what you did, this, that's how the other time, some. So I was just in my mind, I'm just like watching, like this is a movie in front of me, like what's going on with this guy? Then you know what I did? I said, okay, after chopping enough, good measure, press down, shaking together, running over. I released it back to him.
Wow.
As he's bringing it, and then he would not be so like, how could you say? And me, I'm thinking, hello, is that not what you're
doing?
We're doing? I decided to join you on this whole thing of saying it as it is. So you see, it's not quite nice, right? So we had to now start adjusting and working our way back to sanity.
That's when I met family systems.
That's when you went back to family systems
engineering. You understand?
Yeah.
And
so I guess they came in at a good time.
They came at a good time, and I went and did the course, and because I think in our journey, different things have led me to different things, and that's where I commend when you speak about the man being intentional. Now there were, for example, in our journey, when I didn't understand my relationship with my daughter, I went and studied child psychology. Wow. That was what led me to child psychology, when I couldn't understand was this girl showing me like this? Do you understand? As she began to grow. So in this case, I've always known PF, right? But that was when I said, okay, this thing,
Let me
let me even see.
that's
You know how
very deep.
Moses will say, let's turn aside and see this
This
sight.
Mhm.
And by the time I began the course, it was just like, oh, okay.
Mine was cry. My response was,
Interesting.
what?
No,
What?
so it just shows us that in the process of life, a lot of the reasons why we say marriages don't work is not the institution that
know.
has the problem.
The
It's
individuals,
the people.
yeah.
It's the people. So
Yes.
there's something we don't know that we should know.
Mhm. And
To-
if you know it, your experience will be better.
Exactly.
Your experience will be
Absolutely.
better.
Yeah. When I have conversations with my clients, I tell them that it's important to seek first to understand and then to be understood. One of the 7 habits of highly effective
Yes.
people.
Mm.
Seek first. Because if I seek first to understand him and he seeks to understand me, at the end of the day, the issue of you don't understand me becomes a
Goes
thing
through
of,
the window.
yeah.
Mm.
Because I've intentionally understood him.
Mhm.
He's done the same with me. So that means there's no need to say you don't understand me.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it's that bit of choosing to understand each other that is work.
That is work.
It is work.
Is
You
work.
need to really understand. Because if you don't seek to understand the other person, you will keep complaining. And the other person too will say, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Can you just sit down and try to see what I'm trying to pass across to you?
Yeah.
Sit down, hear me out so that we both can be on the same page. So the issue of seeking to understand each other is very, very key when it comes to
remember to ask me about the anniversary
relationships.
the anniversary.
Even with our children, even with our in-laws, even with our siblings, any form of relationship,
Yeah.
you have to seek to understand the person to get the best out of that relationship.
Yeah.
When she says this, the seeking to understand, that's the work.
It's work.
Because sometimes a lot of other things get in the way, especially for men. Ego gets in the way. For example, why? Yes, I can talk like that. I'm the man of the house, but why should she talk like that? She the man of the house. Do you understand? Those things get in the way.
Yeah.
But the truth is, when we seek to understand, when we put in that work, I like to say one of my mentors said something. He said, "Marriage works when you work it."
Yes, so.
So that's the work of seeking to understand, bringing. In fact, when we talk about submission and humility, is actually bringing yourself under to the place where you can say, okay,
what do you have to say?
What do you have to say? What is it? What is it about you that I don't get?
What do you really mean?
What do you really mean
this
by
thing and that thing?
Do you understand? So a lot of times I've come to that place where sometimes she says something and I keep quiet, and I'm keeping quiet because one day I told her, she finished talking and I didn't say anything.
That's one that problem.
You have to say.
And she said, "You are not saying anything."
You have to say.
I had to ask her. I said, "Do you want me to how did I put it? I said, do you want me to say what I really want to say, or do you want me to say what you want to hear?" Do you understand?
Yeah.
Do you get? So
I understand you. Brother, why you say both now?
you get it. So at that point, you know that if it's the same question you are answering, but there's how you will answer that same question, and it will be trouble.
Exactly.
And there's how you will answer that question, and there's peace. You understand? So all of that it's part of knowledge. It's part of understanding.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you want to ask your question: what is in the best interest of the marriage?
Yeah.
What's the best interest of the marriage? Because there's a way someone came and was asking. I think we had someone. They were asking us about conflict resolution. I say we actually one of the strategies, our strategy for conflict resolution has changed over time.
Yeah.
But right now, we resolve conflict with Excel. with Excel. So on the Excel sheet, what is the issue? The issue is there. Then, what is your position? What is my position? And then we start taking
moving things around.
Start moving things around to say, okay, what is in the best interest
of this
relationship? So this or that, and until sometimes it's my own, sometimes it's her own, sometimes it's none of our own. So we now have to go and research and find out what will work for us, because what both of us know is not working.
But then in all this that you've said, there are some virtues that are key to getting this achieved. You have to be patient with each other.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Very, very critical.
Yes.
Without being patient, it can't work out.
It can't work.
But really it's interesting. It's very, very interesting.
Yeah.
By the time you're able to navigate all through this, you see yourself that you're a blessing to yourself and to people.
Yes. It's really fantastic.
So I'm curious, because I mean, if you've been married for 25 years, that's a long time, right?
Half of my life on earth.
Half of your life on earth. Interesting. Oh my goodness.
It's true. Actually, their 25th also coincides with your.
No, the 25th is on the 2nd of December.
Okay.
And my birthday is on the 27th.
Interesting.
So about 25 days.
Okay.
Apart.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, but it's the same month.
Yeah. Really interesting. Congratulations. So the question now is, how has your relationship changed, as you've gotten older?
Okay. I would say that it has deepened. Maturity. The things that ordinarily you would have flipped. You've calmed down. And can we talk about it? And I found out that we are able to have, conversations without holding back. This is the way I feel. And hear me, it is the way I feel. So it does not necessarily mean that is what you mean, but that is the way I feel. And I'm sharing my feelings with you. So I want you to see it from that perspective. And it has really, really helped us. Knowing that it's my feeling and I'm entitled to my feeling.
I'm supposed to be allowed to feel what I feel.
Yeah.
So it's great you hear me and then let me know where you're coming from so that we both can be on the same page. And usually what we tell ourselves is we are not on a battlefront.
Fantastic.
It's not a battlefield. It's a team that we are on. And it's important that we both are aware of the fact that this is teamwork. And if my husband says I did something that he's not pleased with, then I should be able to calm down and patiently listen to him to hear what he's trying to say. And also, when I say something, my husband should calm down and hear me out and not feel attacked. Because that's one of the things that, affects communication. You feel attacked. But when you've chosen, you've made up your mind that, okay, this is not an attack. This person is just sharing where she's at. Let me just patiently listen to him or her. It helps at the end of the day.
Wow. It's not an attack.
It's not attack, no. It's not.
And everybody has a right to feel what they feel. It may not be what you are saying. But that's how I'm receiving it. So here
listen to me. And it will really help.
Because it's me, as me am, like this.
Why are you saying so much and looking at me? Are you trying to use what you say to preach?
Why are you like this?
That's the way you're really looking at me and saying, I'm watching it.
Why are you like this? It is well. No, but these are real issues. And for the single guys that are listening, you can see that some of the things that we have spoken about are principles. You can choose to learn the principles before But if you don't learn them before, when you enter,
Okay.
you will still learn them.
Yes.
And it's more difficult.
Please
Yeah.
learn before. Learn before.
Learn before.
Yeah,
Do you
learn
understand?
before.
That, do you understand?
Yeah.
So, and it's really interesting. The producer is now telling me that we need to start rounding off.
Mm.
But,
So let's go to the next question.
okay, so let I'm actually just enjoying myself.
I
I'm serious.
know.
So let me ask the next question. While you are enjoying yourself, how do you keep the marriage exciting? It's 25 years. Maybe someone will say the things you used to do initially have gotten boring or something. So how are you keeping it exciting and fresh?
Okay, yeah, maybe I've just mentioned some, maybe you should also. Well, for example, today is our date night.
Okay.
So now we've planned our life. There's a plan, there's order.
There's structure.
Structure. That's the key word. Because this hustling and bustling in this world, if you don't organize your life and put structure
Somebody
in
will
place-
use your time.
Exactly. So like Mondays
something.
is our date night. And we have variety of activities that we engage ourselves in. Name them. There are many. In fact, to make it even easy for us, because sometimes you are tired, but you don't have anything to just bring up on the spot. So we have this date jar, where we have a lot of cocktail of activities in there. So in the evening, one of us will just dip your hand, whatsoever you picked out of there will be the activity.
Are you
for
kidding?
that evening?
Yes.
So it's fun,
Interesting.
wonderful, exciting moment for us.
And
So-
there are times we don't do that. We just, today let's do this. Like 2 weeks ago, we were the ones that made dinner just for ourselves. Just cooked. Every other person made whatever they wanted. But we're together in the kitchen. We made the dinner.
Yeah, that reminds me of the days when we were single.
Just the two of us.
Yeah, so just the two of us. We're not having children by then.
Just the two of us. So we do quite a number of things. We watch movie. We set up the bedroom as if it's
a movie theater.
Yeah. With our popcorn.
Are you kidding?
Oh yes. We set it up and it's just us. There are times we read books. There are times we dance. Yes.
Yeah.
There are times they dance.
Yes. We dance.
She's saying that because when we are together, if she starts dancing, I'll start laughing.
Just take the lesson.
Sometimes they dance.
So we try to do a lot
Even
of
I like to
things.
dance. So
Hey, stop explaining.
Yeah. And we try to also let the younger ones know that it doesn't have to be expensive.
Yes.
Because some people will say, date night, it doesn't have to. The thing is, the time you both are spending together, connecting, and just doing life together at that point in time, no distractions. That's the most important thing when you're having your date night. So.
Interesting. Okay, and then with the time that's left, can you share some of the, the reasons you say, I am so happy I got married? Call it your victories, Some of the things that you say, yes, these are the fruit from this union.
So in addition to your victories, I know that you have some materials online, but you brought just one of them, so you can talk us through living,
loving,
laughing.
Okay, so my husband will do the victories, then I will talk about this. Is that okay?
Yeah, whichever one.
Okay,
you want to
good.
say one of the
So
victories,
because this is my memoir, it's actually the story of my becoming, since I was a child, my university days, my challenges with my health. I actually shared a story that people ordinarily wouldn't love to share. I call it the sleep, the blessing.
Wow.
And that particular story is about a point in time in our relationship when I had an emotional affair with someone. My daughter always says, Mom, it's called emotional entanglement. And at the end of the day it started our journey to reconnection, because it's made us to realize that we had left a lot of things unattended to.
Wow.
And had opened up a like a crack in the wall, you know, for the enemy to
slip
creep.
in.
Yes, so that's in the book as well.
Mm.
Then I have a part of it, a chapter in the book that talks about the strategies and the tools that I've deployed on myself to become a better person.
Wow.
You know, so it's more of it's a self-help as well. It's therapeutic. You can actually go through it and see how you can, you know, move from point A to point B to become a better person, first for yourself and then for your husband, then for the people that you're doing life with in general. So that's it. Living, loving, and laughing. I'm actually working on another book towards my 50th birthday. And this time around, I'm dedicating it to the wives of experts. Because I've been in their shoes and I know how it is. So helping them to thrive and to bloom in a new land, to speak. Yes. So they don't feel lost.
Yeah.
And
I
in the
understand
dark.
that. Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
Interesting.
So
victories.
so Femi,
I think-
Vic.
No, this is get victories from what she
No,
said.
I hear victory, but want to hear your version. Maybe I'll put it this way. We want to hear a man's perspective. You know, see the
What are the wins? So let me. Yes, this is how to put this question. These days, people say you're better off being single. There's too much stress with being married. You don't need all of that. There are studies now that people share online to say, hey, a woman who is unmarried lives longer than the ones who are not, are married, and so on. You know, so there's all of that there. So what do you have to say to young people? Should they bother with marriage? But rather than making it a message, I want you to highlight things that you say, if not for my marriage, I wouldn't have these things. I wouldn't have come this far. So how has your marriage added value to you as a person?
Fantastic.
Okay, I think there's a lot to be said, but I'm going to land on maybe one or two things, two experiences. Part of my own personal journey in life, you know, there are some critical decisions we've made at different points in time in our lives. And anytime I reflect about them, I'm grateful that we did it together. Number one, at just barely 2 years when we got married, when we had our first child, when it was a little bit, it was not up to 1 year old, just a few months old, we had to decide that my wife should stop working because it was not some health issues. We need to pay more attention, and of course, work was not flexible. Like now they have flexible work hours. Work was not flexible, was a bit tough. And not that we are earning that much, you know, because my career have just really started as well, you know, and so we decided to bite the bullet. And she stopped working. I was the only one working. And we carried on like that. She was able to take good care of the home front. And that gives me a lot of peace of mind to focus on my career. And I can tell my career bloom.
You're hearing,
you know. And
career.
Exactly. And bloom, and she enjoyed it too.
You will hear it in the book.
In the book.
Yeah. She enjoyed the blessings as well there. Because a lot of things that needed some of our attention were taken care of. And the exposure, the experience that we had, that was when I had the opportunity to, this book she says going to write, being an expatriate. I was expatriated almost 5 years, you know, based in the strategic headquarters in Nairobi. But what I'm trying to say here was that I had peace of mind. I had comfort because I have a woman, you know, that knows her job. You know, and most of the time in my career for almost 1 year, I was practically traveling. I will spend 2 weeks, 3 weeks outside the home, come home, sometimes spend 1 week or 2 weeks, I'm gone. It was tiring, it was hectic, but there was no time I was scared or afraid of home because I have a woman that I trust, a woman that I know takes good care of the home. I know a woman that I have no reason, you know, to worry about. So, so for me, it was a good partnership. a good partnership. And I just want to also emphasize, to those who are single that, step of faith is very important, in everything that we do, even in our relationship. Let's have faith that as long as we decide on this particular thing, the grace of God will help us to work it out. Because in life, my personal experience, maybe because I'm a man of faith, is that as you work very hard, as you strive to go higher, you need a spiritual hand to support you, to guide you. Because lives are full of challenges. There are a lot of temptations. There are a lot of issues in life. There are a lot of things that are competing with us physically and spiritually, even our health. But if the two of you are a strong team, two of you believe in each other, and you also trust in the grace of God, you will make an headway. Wow. You will make an headway. You will forgive each other. You forgive the moments when you have disappointed each other, moments when you have slipped. There's that grace that will come, and you ask yourself, how did I actually forgive and move forward? And you find out that those things that are meant to break you are things that you will laugh about, and so that even made you that glue you more together. You can't explain some of these things.
Interesting.
You can't explain some of them, but it's just the grace of God. So let us I will encourage everyone to just also look up,
lean into God,
and let Him help you and make it right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you want to?
Yes, just to say
closing words?
something
Yes,
to that. He mentioned the fact that there were times he was very busy with work. In as much, because I just wanted to put a balance to it. In as much as it came with perks, because my own career halted, I had my moments of feeling left out. I had my moments of, what about me? I had because we have to be real and say it as it is. Yes, the perks were there, there were trips, you're traveling, but there are times you ask yourself, am I going to continue like this?
Am I not going back?
Yes. Am I going to stay like this for the rest of my life? What's happening to my career as well? And that is why it is very important for people who find themselves in this space to know how to thrive and bloom in that season, such that what should be a blessing does not become a curse. Because he was enjoying himself, he was growing, but I was like, what's happening to me? And because I'm someone who doesn't stay still, as it were, when it comes to moving forward, there were so many things I was trying to do just to see if this would work. Can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do this? Because I didn't want to be left behind as well. Thank God, eventually I was able to find my feet. But there are some people who don't come to that point. Who don't. And the partner may feel, oh, I give you everything but that other person is dying.
Wow.
There are times the partner will come home and say, oh, there's promotion. She may laugh, but deep down inside her,
what about me?
She's unhappy.
What about me?
The quiet moments, she cries. And I also went to the university now. I even got a first class. He had a third class now. So what is happening here? So,
those are issues.
Those are things that they are real issues couples need to look at. And like I told my husband, I said, if I have to do it again, I wouldn't jump into saying, let me drop. Let me stop working. Because we didn't explore all the opportunities. We didn't look at having a nanny. We didn't look at, can my mom-in-law that stays very close to us help during the week? And we didn't look at all that. We just had this mindset of, it is our child, let us be there. Because looking back now, I see so many people who are doing well at their career and their children are doing so well. They didn't have to stop. So for us, we didn't explore all the opportunities we had at that point in time. For some other persons, they may have to do that. You know, so it's not cast in stone.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
you have to
Exactly.
be sure what exactly am we supposed to do. But one thing we know is all things work together for good for those that love God and are called according to his purpose. At the end of the day, it works for our good and we are glad. You know, but if we had to, if we're given an opportunity, we would have said, okay,
we'll do it a different way.
let's see, can we get this person? Can we get this person? Can we get this person
Wow.
to support?
Wow, I don't know about you, but it doesn't get more real than this.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It doesn't get more real than this. It shows you that, you know, when they say better soup, na money killer.
Yes.
There's a price to pay for something good,
Yes.
right? And a lot of times in marriages, the price to pay is actually that work that is being put into it. So you have times when you make decisions. You have times when both of you, like they explained, both of you actually made the decision.
Yes, we both made it.
Made the decision, but as you begin to implement the decision, somebody will now begin to feel something. And like she said the other time, there's nothing wrong with me feeling something. Because it's my feelings. Don't minimize my feelings. Allow me to feel. But the fact that I feel it does not mean that's what you are doing.
Absolutely.
But that's what I'm feeling. You know, so it's really that understanding. You know, in family systems engineering, we say building a dream team. There's a place where understanding is like, for those that play football, it's like the core, it's like the deep line midfielder, you know. It's the core, you know. And so really, as we wrap this up, for me, it has been a series of learning and listening and rapt attention. I told you that in my mind, sometimes I'll just type something. I'm taking notes in my because really the truth is you never stop learning. You know, when they say marriage is an institution that you never graduate from, and they gave you the certificate, so you can't graduate. Do you understand? When you were starting, from the beginning, when you said I do, they now gave you the certificate, and then I said, yeah, come and start the school. Other schools,
it is at the end.
It's at the end when you finish, they give you certificate. Do you understand? I mean, so it's such an amazing. I mean, thank you for being real with us, and thank you for speaking and sharing from your heart, guys. I hope you're learning. Babi, I don't know what you have to say.
So I want to go from the beginning, right, where the decision to get married even had the input of God, right? The leading of the Spirit to say this is the person, and then the journey began. Just like when Jesus told the disciples, go over to the other side, right? Sometimes people think, oh, if God said, if this is a match made in heaven, then we won't have issues. And then when issues come, people start saying, maybe we made the wrong decision, maybe we didn't hear God right, maybe this, maybe that. And sometimes they give up on the marriage because they encounter storms. But your story here has shown us how to deal with storms when they come. It's not a give up and run away. It is a double down and deal with the
Hunker down
until you resolve them and move
roll
forward.
up the sleeves.
Yes. Resolve them and move forward. And the same God who gave you the nudge, who gave you the green light to proceed with that marriage from the beginning, is with you through it to help you deal with all of those issues and come to that place of peace and joy, that place of flourishing, that wealthy place. So it has been power-packed, insightful this evening.
Insightful, yes.
And I hope you took notes. I hope that you are encouraged. I hope you are empowered if you're experiencing a difficult phase in your marriage. I hope you are motivated to give it your best to walk through all of those issues until you win. So thank you so much to our guests for being with us on the show today. And thank you for letting us know about your book. So everyone look out for it on where?
It's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon.
And then they can reach out to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you have that link on Seller,
Yes,
right?
it's on Seller.
Yeah,
Yes,
she has
it's
that
on
link
Seller.
So we'll put the
so-
link in the description of the video. So please look out for it. You can get your copy. And to every one of you who's been online with us up to this point, thank you so much for being with us. And thanks for sharing and commenting and for all the banter in there. And we'll see you next time on Common Sense for Relationships and next time on 21 and Counting. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.